introduce our guest, and slowly it will be unveiled to you, and I wish to keep it like as it is, a suspense. I hope you all will enjoy it. Sir.
So good morning to all my colleagues and students assembled here today. We are here on a particular objective that we are starting a new era in some sense for our first year and second year undergraduate students. Change your experience in the campus. And so I've requested a very dear friend of mine who is the secretary of Department of Science and Technology in Government of India, Dr. Srivari Chandrasekhar. So Chandra is a very famous organic chemist, and if you want to relate to his work, he is somebody who was involved in the Covaxin development and also in remdesivir, the drug that was used during COVID. And he became very famous. And he is very well known for developing new processed drugs to make affordable medicines available in India. So he was director, so recognizing his outstanding contributions, he was awarded the Infosys Prize about 5-7 years ago. And so he has been an active scientist in the domain of both social service plus innovation in organic developments, organic synthetic developments. I have to be grateful to him because, secretaries in India are very busy in the ministry. Prime Minister and ministers always have meetings asking for support in terms of scientific advice on various matters around the country. And so we have fixed this 3-4 times. He had to change, I had to change. So finally I managed to catch him. He came last night. So we are holding on to him, and I've requested him to inaugurate this new program, which I hope all of you will enjoy and join and develop this further up in the future. So Chandra, please, if you could inaugurate. Thank you. Let me formally welcome you.
Dear students, faculty, greetings to all of you. It has been a great honor to be part of this very important event here. While your organizers have kept you in suspense, I don't want to give a speech first and then inaugurate. Let's see what is there in suspense. And thank you, Mahapati, for giving opportunity to formally launch this very important student connect to the social problems and how students can really get involved into the societal problems and get motivated themselves. So in a second, I'll inaugurate that, and then we'll go for Mahapati. You should be here with me. Thank you, Umapati, again for this honor to me. Dear students, I hope you have seen this video, which is going to be part of your life for the next few years when you're on the campus. I do believe that this would also give you a little bit of excitement beyond your classrooms. Those who are keen to join these clubs, I would like to know these clubs are going to offer you many things. And I do believe that all of you, I don't want to ask who is interested, I just want that all of you should be part of these clubs. Because while sports and classroom continue to be your passion, but this is something beyond classroom. And I do believe that this will also give you a lot of excitement and how you really connect to the society. Coming back to whatever little wisdom I can share with all of you. Again, thanks Umapati for sharing my scientific research work with the colleagues here, friends here, and young boys and girls. When you are chosen to join this IISER campus, not just IISER Bhopal, but any IISER, already you are the most privileged. I'm sure you must have gone and seen the classrooms of undergraduation in the state university system in remote parts of the country, and they really will have to struggle for their classroom, the projectors, the kind of equipment you have, and you are fortunate that you are part of this important campus. So I compliment all of you that you have been chosen to be part of India's science ecosystem. While this is just a beginning, not that you are first in class or second in class and then you join here, but the real struggle and the real excitement starts now, and how much passionate you are, that will drive your destination. I do believe that the passion you had to be first in class or enter IISER, same passion continues for you throughout the life, and then I'm sure India will be in safe hands. We always keep of talking India's independence. I'll just narrate a little bit of story which I'm sure your grandfathers must have told you when you were at home for your summer holidays. But India has traveled a long distance in the last 75 years of independence. If you really take the time scale of India, I'm not going to take you before independence, or I'm not taking into BC or AD. But if you really look at our country, pre-47, we had the generation who were so aggressive in sacrifice. So those who are born in 1850s and 1900s, they were not part of a free India. So their job or their passion has been how to see that the British Empire is kicked out of this country. So you have seen only the generation which has just sacrifice after sacrifice after sacrifice. Then we got the independence. Then we got a generation which has to build the nation now, because we had nothing when we got independence. Whatever has to be there has been taken away. Then we got the generation which was a building generation. Their job was to building the water reservoirs, building the agriculture, capacity building, making sure that everyone gets roti, kapda, makan, and then make sure that no one dies of food shortage, no one dies of ill health. So that's generation which was building. Then we got the era of globalization around the 90s. We all know that around 90s is the time when whole world opened the borders to each other, and then the globalization began. India did not have Coca-Cola, if I want to tell you, in 99, 2000. So there was nothing like import-export. All countries were struggling for their own existence. But thanks to globalization, India opened up, and then whatever material you see today is because of this trend of India opening up to the world. When, of course, globalization has begun, and then we have never looked back. I just would like to narrate my own personal story, which must be with Umapati and few other senior colleagues here, and must be with your grandparents. If you want a scooter to be bought in this country, only Bajaj scooter was there in our country, which had a model called Priya and a Chetak. You need to book a scooter and wait for 7 years before scooter was delivered to you. If you wanted a normal BSNL telephone, you book a telephone, pay 1,000 rupees deposit those days, and wait for 15 years before a telephone connection was given to your house. Forget television, forget internet, it was not heard of anyway. And today, we know where we are. So I consider you the most privileged generation, looking at your great-grandfathers who were born before 35 or 30s, who have struggled to get independence to all of us. And there have been 2 generations, because if you look at a generation, each generation consists of 30 years. Because the age gap between you and your parents is about 30 years. So if you are really looking at the age gap of 30 years, that means you are going to be the 4th generation of independence. You are going to see best of the country. We do believe that India is going to be world leader in all fronts, and only science can drive it. Neither politics can drive, nor any other thing can drive. Only science and technology innovations, interventions can make India the world leader. India, from an underdeveloped nation, where we had Bengal famine, people were dying of food shortage. We had no antibiotics, people were dying of small infections, to a stage where India has become, thanks to Green Revolution of Norman Borlaug and Swaminathan, today India is the largest producer of paddy, wheat, sugarcane, and we export. And all this is because of those 2 generations or 3 generations before you. And my generation is the one which has tried to do capacity building for the country, so that we have a sustainable future. But once this country is put in the hands of all of you, if I say you're all in the age group of 18 to 22, you passed your board exam at 12th standard at the age of 17, 18, you are here now. So if you take your final year student is about 21, and the first year student about 18, 19. And we are completed 75 years of India's independence, and 2047 will be 100 years. We continue to struggle to be in the top 10 countries in the world. We always look at US as a great nation, or we look at UK, or we look at Germany, France. Suddenly China has come in the middle. We look at Brazil, we look at Vietnam now suddenly is becoming a star country. India has great competition, and how India can be the top 2 countries in the world, not just in economics, but the way we make this planet happy. With globalization, with climate change challenges we have, it is no more that I make Bhopal great town or I don't make IISER campus is great. World has to be great, then only we will be great. Now, only my state will be fine, my house is great. I don't think they are going to solve the global problems. Today, if I emit more carbon dioxide, it is not just Bhopal problem or India problem. It is going to be a world problem. If I consume more petrol, more diesel, it is not my problem, it is the world problem. We have been looking at climate change challenges. I'm sure you're all not young kids that you have not read the newspapers or science. The global warming has become a phenomenon now. Year after year, our temperatures increase, and I'm happy to note that you have an Earth Science department, Environment department. Please look at how Arctic and Antarctic are melting. If you look at the aerial pictures of Arctic and Antarctic 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and today, they already melted. As you see the melting of Arctic and Antarctic, the sea levels will increase. If sea levels increase, the coastal parts will disappear. People predict that New Zealand will not be there on this planet. Bombay will not be there. Maybe Gujarat will not be there. Maybe Madras will not be there. If 4 inches of water rise in sea, we know the fate of these coastal parts. And then how are you going to move all those people into the central part of the world, away from the coast? then can I minimize the global warming? How can I do that? You ask a challenge into your clubs now. How world is going to mitigate the global warming? If you look at global warming, it is because of multiple reasons. The greenhouse gases are emitting, carbon dioxide, methane, these are the gases. Then, of course, because of air conditioning of your building here, lot of chlorofluorocarbons we consume, and then ozone is depleting. If ozone gets depleted, you are directly exposed to the sun. Your ultraviolet from sun will directly fall on you, and we may get cancer. Now, if next 25 years is going to be India, and India, today we all are proud that India is a young nation. India will not be a young nation anymore, because we have control on the populations. Now population growth is almost zero. We are almost consistently clocking 120, 130 crores, and I don't think this population will go beyond this. But with innovations in medicine, vaccines, good health styles, your yoga, which we are going to celebrate in the next 2 days, we are going to live on this planet for 90 years. India's average life expectancy pre-independence was 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. We struggled to live for 50 years on this planet. Today we live for 75 years. After 30 years, we may live for 95 years. Today, France, Japan are the geriatric countries. They have more people who are retired and take pension than working class. India will not be different in 25 years. When all of you in 25 years become, at the age of 35, 40, 45, you become science leaders, you will have a different challenge. How are you going to handle the old people like me? Do we have enough resources to take care of old people, or we dump all the old people into Arabia Sea? Then how this country will handle those old people? Suddenly, because of urbanization, all our agricultural lands are reducing. Now, per hectare, we were producing X amount of crop. We went up to 2x, 3x, thanks to Green Revolution. But now, if the land is coming to smaller components, can I make it 10x now? How do I grow 10x in the same land? Then all your science has to be towards agriculture. Otherwise, after 25 years, maybe you will, whatever salary you get will be sufficient only to buy rice for your family. You will not have money to buy a mobile phone maybe. So if I want to make sure that my food security is taken care, not just for India, for the world. Because if you believe that I take care of India, but there are 90% of the world suffering from famine or shortage of food, they are not going to keep quiet. They will attack on you and take and snatch and everything. So our science has to be global. If you need to solve agricultural problem, how can I become a good agricultural scientist? Can I be better than Norman Borlaug? Can I be better than Swaminathan? This is one challenge we will have. Now we have consumed the entire coal. If you really go and look at how electricity is produced for the country, we burn coal to make electricity for all of us. You think you are getting the clean energy here using LED light. But remember, tons and tons and tons of coal is being burnt elsewhere. And that coal burning is give you carbon monoxide, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, sulfur, carbon disulfide, you name whatever which can do the global warming. And your coal is not there permanent. Coal is not permanent under your soil. Now can I get alternate energy? Now can you ask your club how world is going to meet the requirements of electricity for the world? Nuclear, uranium will not be there. Water is not there, so you can't have hydraulic power. Now the only source we have surplus is the sea. We all know 70% of the world planet is covered with sea. Now how do I take sea water and convert the tidal energy, whether the tide comes towards the land, whether when the water is moving, can it produce turbines, rotate turbines and give me electricity? You go and see how France is making energy using the sea coastal turbines. Whether India can adapt that, how would I make indigenization? Now even if sea is not there, how do I split water, which is going to be the cleanest energy you can think of on this planet? Take water, we all study electrochemistry in our college, split water, you get hydrogen and oxygen. Most cleanest fuel is hydrogen. no carbon emissions, no global warming. But how do I split water? If I want to produce 1 liter of hydrogen, I need to consume 4 liters of energy. So your energy balance is not there. Now, how can I fix the thermodynamics? If you don't produce electricity, then all of you have to go back to horses, elephants, and again ride on them rather than scooters and cars. How I am going to produce energy security for this planet for the next 1,000 years? Energy security can come from, I am emitting carbon dioxide. How do I convert carbon dioxide? I'll convert carbon dioxide into methane, and methane can be my fuel. But again, you go on your exam for medical exam or IISER entrance exam, carbon dioxide you cannot reduce because those bonds are non-polarized. How can I reduce carbon dioxide? By adding 4 hydrogen molecules to it. And I get methane out of it. And that methane can be my fuel. Now, what catalyst I should develop that carbon dioxide can be reduced at room temperature? We are all, I'm sure Umapati was telling, most of our students come from small towns and villages and they are very familiar with agriculture in our country. We all know that urea is the lifeline for a farmer. Again, if you are organic chemistry college, you know Euler made the first organic molecule urea. He claimed it is a green process because no atom is lost. All atoms are properly consumed and it's a great process. You know the amount of energy to be consumed to make urea? And India produces only 70% urea for our farmers. Remaining 30% we buy from neighbors. How can I make India self-sufficient 100% urea production? And when you put urea in the soil, only 20-30% of urea gives you nitrogen and required carbon for the soil. Remaining is evaporated into the atmosphere. Now, how can I make nano urea? How can I make sure that entire urea, whatever I put in the soil, is absorbed and then I get the best crop? Instead of farmer using 5 kilos of urea, can he use only 1 kilo and get the equal crop what is getting out of 5 kilos? Because only 20% is consumed, 80% is gone into the air. How can I do farming with less water? So if you start making list of problems you are going to encounter in the next 25 years of India's independence, when we reach 100 years, you have enough problems to solve. And you all will be motivated that yes, world needs these technologies, we need best scientists. You are lucky that you are a scientist. You are not an engineer, you are not a doctor, you are a scientist. And scientists only do innovation. We all know that Nobel Prize is given only in sciences, not engineering. So can I become a scientist? You already are in IISER, I'm sure you are in the right path. So please start looking at beyond your classroom, and I'm sure these clubs which today your faculty have taken extra effort to build these clubs, Ramanujan Club or Dude Club or 360 Degrees. See how you could join these clubs, understand the global challenges and use your knowledge and then make sure that this planet is safe and good. Also, if you really look at what is that a student can do for this world, we keep talking of students joining IISERs, then write a GRE exam or a TOEFL exam, and you go abroad, and then you either never come back or you come back when you are discarded from those countries. But can I be part of a brain circulation? Now India does not use the word brain gain or brain drain. We call brain circulation. Brains have to be circulated across the world. You go, but can you see that one American come and work in IISER as a faculty? You go to Germany, you settle there, but can German come and work here? But if German or American want to come and here, work here, he needs to have same ambience what he has there. Then the brain circulation will be smooth. Otherwise, it continues to be one-way traffic. We all know that water flows in one direction. But how can we make a circular process that brains are circulating across the world? And how I make India or other countries where the best of the minds cannot come, can we create that ambience? Again, that will be in your hands. How you keep up your equipment, how you maintain them, how you share your knowledge. So I'm sure all of you are intelligent kids. You know what are the challenges, and you will make sure that India is in safe hands. And when I become 80 plus in 2047, I meet one of you, some of you, all of you. You say that, yes, India has been in safe hands. Now you are living in a country which India is number 1 in the world or number 2 in the world, not number 3. And I'm sure that is possible only with IISER students. Because this country has made IISERs for students like you. While you go for a summer break to your hometowns, please go and see the colleges which are either funded by public or private, and see how lucky you are. So please don't abuse the system. Make sure that you use this campus to the best of your abilities and see that this country flourishes. Coming to DST, I would like to just share with you while you are still young on what is DST. This is the science policy making body for the country. I used to be a scientist, like most of your faculty, in an institute called Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, Hyderabad. And thanks, Mohampati, that you are referring on Covaxin. What motivates students? They are all like you, maybe slightly older than you, because they're all PhD students. When COVID pandemic began, around December, we knew that there is some COVID case in Kerala, there is a COVID case in China, and we are thinking that this may not become global, this may become challenge. WHO was alerting, it's going to be a dangerous challenge. But we always looked at WHO, they keep alerting, but nothing happens, because we have heard of many flus, bird flu, whatever flus we were talking of. We thought nothing is going to happen. And we all thought one day lockdown and one day staying home, it will go away. We never thought on March 24th or 26th precisely that country and world will be locked down. And I'm sure most of you are lockdown batch. Maybe some of you, without writing the board exam, have passed the exam also. And you're all acknowledging COVID, that, oh, thank you, COVID, we passed the exam without writing the exam. But the challenges began for scientific community and medical doctors that day, on the March 25th, when we decided lockdowns will start. I will narrate you a 5-minute story, Mohampati, if you don't mind. The lockdown began on 24th, and then there are many visionaries. They know that world will be in trouble, but only scientists can solve this problem. We believed in that philosophy, and we told ourselves, let the lockdown be there, but we are going to work. Government said, shut down all the gates, no one should go to office, stay home. We were not knowing how COVID was spreading. I'm sure you were old enough to know what was happening. You didn't even know whether you have to wear an N95 mask or a cotton mask or a surgical mask. We were thinking, you touch any surface, it will spread. How much of sodium perchloride solution, how much of peroxide solution, how much of ethanol we have consumed in the last 2 years? Washing our hands, cleaning our hands, how much of soap we used, how much of water we used, only God knows. If your father was saying that, no, I will not send my son to vegetable market because he will suffer, I will go. Your father took a risk of his life. He went to vegetable shop not knowing what is happening and bought the vegetables to your home, and your mother, poor lady, not knowing where is virus, started washing those vegetables with 1,000 liters of water, soaking in soap water for 48 hours. Yes or no? And then cutting vegetables, and all the nutrients are gone by soaking, and you eating garbage food. And someone said you eat Zincovit, some fellow told you eat hydroxychloroquine, and then we were all crazy for first 6 months. And I want you to record in your diary somewhere. I know you don't have a hard copy diary, but save in your cloud how you have passed those 2 years. I know most of you already forgot how the first 8 months or 1 year was. whole colony, one COVID case, they were putting barricades on the roads that no one should enter. As if virus needs a boarding pass and visa stamping to enter your gate. I mean, we were so crazy, whole world was crazy, shut down airports. Do you think virus needs a passport to travel from one country to other country in the air? And then this crazy character of all of us realized that in panic we are not stable. So imagine if there is a panic button pushed, how you can be stable. Then my research group, with about 3 scientists and 25 PhD scholars, we decided that only drugs can save this world. Not oxygen cylinders, not your hydroxychloroquine, not a mask. We thought only drugs and vaccines will save. An intensive patent search was done. We realized what are the drugs available in the world market for treating flu. We know that flu virus has a similar structure. We will keep doing clinical trial after clinical trial for all anti-flu drugs which are available in the world. We started making favipiravir, we were making remdesivir, we were making whatever crazy molecule was talked of. Then scientists are crazy. They were doing some computational models, doing the protein structure. I don't know where are these guys in the audience, hopefully. They were telling this protein, spike protein will be targeted, this molecule will bind, oh, this will cure COVID now. We're excited. Okay, now this molecule will cure the COVID. Some fellow said hydroxychloroquine is binding to the spike protein. And who published that paper? I think they retracted now. And someone published that niclosamide. You know niclosamide, go and Google. Niclosamide is a veterinary product which is given to animals. And also approved for human for treating the worms for children. Someone said niclosamide is going to kill the virus. Someone said, oh, yeah, this is an RNA sequence and any RNA-based drug, it will arrest the growth of RNA and then we can cure. So we were running in all directions in the world. Then suddenly Bharat Biotech came to us. We have a vaccine, classical vaccine. We have got the virus from a patient. We extracted the virus and then we grew in a BSL-3 facility. Now we need to make it a vaccine. You know how vaccines are made. You can again Google. Google is the best friend to all of us. What is the virus? What's the vaccine? You take the same virus, attenuate and consume it, and you get antibodies. And then you're protected. That's how we overcame chickenpox, smallpox, polio, all that we have overcome like that only. So Bharat Biotech is the company in the world which thought that I am not going to do any non-classical things. I know patients have virus, take the virus, grow in some vector, grow them, kill them, inject, and you know you are protected. The easiest formula. But then you need an adjuvant to add to that. An adjuvant is a chemical, not available anywhere in the world. One company in US gave them 5 grams of the adjuvant, which was sufficient to make 1,000 doses for a trial. I'm not exaggerating, you could call Ella Krishna on phone. In IICT, Dr. Raji Reddy, Dr. Prathama, me, my 15 students, and 2 technical officers. 9 months did not go home. On April 2nd, we moved from our houses to IISER campus, shut down the gates, security will not allow anyone, everyone wearing N95 mask. Everything comes in, washing with peroxide, that's standard practice. Sprinkle peroxide in the air, on all the trees you spray sodium chloride so that nothing is happening. Air is clear, as if you're stupid fellows, been doing all that sort of things. A cook is hired in the campus. We bought grocery for 1 year, kept in stock. And we made 20 kilos of adjuvant, kilo after kilo, month after month. Today, India has produced 20 crore doses of Covaxin. And all 20 crore doses, we have added adjuvant to that with our own pair of hands. And that saved 20 crore lives. So that's the power of science. In the meantime, of course, Pfizer vaccine has come, mRNA. They did not give us, please understand, Pfizer did not give the vaccine to you. And AstraZeneca gave you vaccine, but there was so much of doubt whether it's working or not working, Covishield. People were getting high fever when Covishield was taken. Canada gave first dose of Covishield. And then, oh, it's not working, they changed from Covishield to Pfizer vaccine. So second dose was Pfizer vaccine. in Canada, New Zealand, Australia. But remember India's science power. As soon as world made the first vaccine, we also made our first vaccine. That means Indian agencies have been investing our resources in proper science and technology. We made oxygen ventilators. We made our own surgical masks. When COVID began, we did not have even masks. We did not have enough of sanitizers. Sanitizers were sold in black. Hydroxychloroquine was sold in black. Remdesivir was sold at 2 lakh rupees per injection in black. The original price is 8,000 rupees. Please record this, I am not telling one word wrong. But Indian scientists stood up to the expectations of the country. Indian pharma industry stood up to expectations. This is because the scientists were committed to the cause. Who knows, after 20 years or 30 years, another pandemic may come. Pandemic need not be virus. Pandemic could be tuberculosis. We all know that Mycobacterium tuberculosis, world's 35% population are infected. That means every 1 in 3 in this audience have a Mycobacterium in your lung, which is just sleeping. Who knows, after 100 years or 300 years, it may trigger a problem for you. Can I get a drug for tuberculosis so that world will not die? 30% of world will disappear if something doesn't happen right. Now can I get a vaccine for tuberculosis? We are talking of energy, we are talking of food, but both are required only when you are alive. So challenges are going to be many, opportunities are going to be many, but then we need the best people in science and technology. If you solve tuberculosis problem, who knows, some other problem will come. Now, can I develop a vaccine for global warming? I give one injection to planet and planet will not be warm anymore. It is not possible. We all know that it is a stupid question to be asking. So, how do I minimize the Antarctic melting? So, teams have to work on global warming, climate change, health, agriculture, energy security. While all this is happening, we have problems with antisocial elements, terrorism. Human psychology is going to be an important player. We are all getting nuclear day by day. We are away from grandparents, away from families. Now, how am I going to engage my friends? How I will not be depressed. People predict that in 20 years or 50 years, there are more depressed people than normal people. Now, how can I get a drug for depression? The only way is to do yoga on 21st June. But not just one day, but all days. Don't smile today, I am telling you, depression is going to be a killer. How can I be away from depression? How can I be a social animal? Human or social animals? Unfortunately, we are trying to be like lions and tigers, to be loners. How can I be again a social animal? Again, these clubs are going to be important players for all of you to engage collectively as a social responsibility. If you form one team of 10 people as a social club, what are the social problems around IISER Bhopal? First challenge, expand your circle, you go beyond Bhopal, then beyond Madhya Pradesh, beyond India, beyond world. We are worried that if something happens in other planet, now we are talking of astrophysics. If any change happens in Sun or Mars or somewhere, it will have an impact on our planet. We all know on a full moon day, sea behaves very erratic. That means there's a direct impact between other planets and our own planet. How do I predict when tsunami will happen? How do I make sure that I alert my people, they go away from the coast? Please go and look at ISRO. Wonderful technology they developed using the space. Now they know, they alert fishermen where more fish are there to go and catch. They have a mobile app. Satellites will make pictures so precise. Now the fisherman will know which direction he will go to catch more fish. What else a contribution ISRO can do to all of us? That will give food security, nutrition security. Today DST is mapping with the help of Survey of India, which is our own institute. 1 square centimeter precision using drones. That means in the next 3 to 5 years, we will map every square centimeter of our country. You know, just I know you look for nearest haircut barber, for example. You will see such a vague picture. Imagine 1 square centimeter precision. Which shop has now more stock of potato? Maybe that 1 square centimeter photo will show you which shop has potato now. And which shop has better potato or which tomato. Maybe you can see color with that precision. Okay, now I'm not going to this market, but I'm going to this market now. So we are using all technologies, all tools available for this planet. While doing all this science, keep in mind, humanity is above everything. So keep humanity with you, be a good social animal, and see that you are the planet's human being, and you are going to be the brand ambassador of the country. I wish all of you all the best. Thank you. Jai Hind. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. We started by saying that there would be a suspense. I had no idea that it would be such a wonderful suspense. Thank you again. We envisioned these claps, but now I think after today's program and after this exceptional speech from him, we all will be really, really interested in taking part of such activities, really thinking about what we want to do and what we should be doing for not just for yourself, but for the whole world. And with this, if students have any questions, we do not really have much time, but like if you have 1 or 2 questions, we can take, and then we will end the session. I mean, even my colleagues can also ask. Sorry. Thank you, students. Thank you, sir, again, for coming here and inaugurating this for us. So, I'm sorry. We have arranged for some coffee and snacks outside. You all are welcome to be there. And let's again thank him and end the program.